My name is Iga Rekosz, and I'm a senior accounting manager at Crowe Poland. Welcome to today's session, Accounting and KSeF, how to stay compliant and prepared for KSeF. Today we will focus not only on regulation, but more importantly, on how to compliance in Poland actually works in practice and what companies should prepare for now. Before we start, I would like to introduce myself. I've been working for over 20 years in finance roles in companies with foreign capital operating in Poland, focusing on accounting structures, financial governance, and risk management. So today I will share with you not only regulatory requirements, but also practical observation from real implementations. Agenda. We will start with entering the Polish market, where the problem starts, focusing on typical gaps in accounting setup and what is often overlooked at the beginning. Then we will discuss what compliant really means in Poland, especially the gap between local requirements and group standards, particularly in day-to-day processes such as invoicing, reporting, and documentation. Next, we will move to KSeF, what changes in practice, including how e-invoicing works and what impact it has on systems, teams, and responsibilities. We will also address processes and control, and finally, the first months of operation, where most problems become visible. One moment. Entering the Polish market. When companies enter Polish market, one of the key issues is a misunderstanding of the Polish Accounting Act, which defines rules applicable to accounting records. This applies to a wide range of entities: limited liability companies, joint stock companies, branch offices of foreign entities, as well the entrepreneurs exceeding the turnover thresholds, €2.5 million. This threshold needs to be calculated into Polish zloty using NBP, National Polish Bank, exchange rate from the first date of October from previous year. This is the threshold which is calculated for this year accounting books. Very often, foreign groups assume that accounting can be simplified at the beginning, but in Poland, full accounting obligation apply very early and must be implemented correctly from the day one. This is the important insight, I think. The most important information and main rules are: accounting is obligatory from the first day. Polish books should be kept in Polish language and, of course, in Polish zloty. Accounting system used for keeping the records must be adjusted to applicable accounting and tax regulation. This means not only technical compliance, but also correct VAT logic, chart of accounts, and ability to generate JPK structures. Otherwise, compliance is not achieved in practice. We will talk about JPK files later. Statutory reporting and group reporting. If we would like to compare statutory reporting and group reporting, we have some mismatches. For the statutory reporting, there is no interim reporting required. Annually, financial statement must be prepared by the end of the first quarter following the year-end date. Financial statements are prepared in electronic format, XML, and a financial statement includes balance sheet, profit and loss accounts, notes. For medium and large entities, also cash flow statements and statement of change in equity. One of the important topic, it is information that all of the financial statements need to be signed electronically with trusted electronic signature, but at least one of the member of the management board. We will talk later about electronic signature. What is it, electronic signature in Poland? Electronic signature, it is valid since 2018 and required all financial statements to be prepared and signed electronically. Trust electronic signature obtained in different countries may cause technical problems. So it is very important and recommended to use one of the electronic trusted signature providers from Poland. This electronic signature, it is used also for other electronic documentation as like ultimate beneficial owner notification, for example. Approval and filing financial statements. Financial statements should be approved by shareholders on general meeting of shareholders within 6 months after the end of financial year. Next step, it is to filing of approved documents to the court, and it can be done by RDF platform or S24 platform. Deadline of filing for these documents, it's 15 days after the approval. RDF, it is Financial Documents Repository. Just to explain the shortcut. What kind of differences we can see in group and local reporting? From the invoicing perspective, it is very important that in Poland, all of the invoices must comply with Polish VAT Act requirements. It means that there is a specific tax and VAT classification, and this is something new. All of the invoices needs to be structured in e-invoicing KSeF system, and the structure form which is defined by KSeF. Reporting. This is also the point which is quite important. In Poland, we have monthly or quarterly VAT reporting, and here we have JPK file, which is very important and needs to be submitted to the tax officials with the special deadlines. In Poland, we have also annual CIT reporting with it is special declaration, and starting from this year, we will have JPK CIT reporting with all of the details from the system regarding taxable transaction. It's very important to be mentioned that in Poland we have also JPK ecosystem for additional files generated from accounting system on request of authorities. And this is obligation for all of the companies to be able to create full accounting data in JPK files. Accounting records, tax record, and JPKs, it is really important to be able to fulfill all of these regulation. Documentation and data. Each transaction must be documented, invoice or equivalent, recorded in accounting system, and reflected in JPK structures. Data must be audit ready, traceable across system, and accounting system must be enabled to generation of JPK files directly from the source data. Full consistency between accounting records and tax return and JPK file, it is a requirement. Now we will go to the national e-invoicing platform and a few information about KSeF system, which is obligatory mostly for all of the companies starting from this year. KSeF is a centralized platform for issuing and receiving and storing structured electronic invoices. Invoices are issued in a special format XML, ensuring authenticity, integrity, and real-time access for tax authorities. There were a few phases of implementation. Starting from February 2026, this obligation was valid for large taxpayers. From 1st of April, for other businesses, including VAT exempt entities. From the 1st of January 2027, it will be obligation for the smallest businesses whose monthly invoices do not exceed currently 10,000 gross Polish zloty. It means for all of the entrepreneurs in Poland that from April, all of the entrepreneurs should be able to go to KSeF platform and to be able to generate invoices in KSeF system. It is important not only for the generating sales invoices. It is also important because all of your providers, they are using KSeF, and possibility to see or to receive invoices now currently in Poland, it is only possible via KSeF platform. PDF, it's not valid anymore in Poland. So the flow of the documents currently in Poland, it is via KSeF platform. How to get an access? To get access to KSeF on behalf of the company, you must authenticate the company in the system and then grant relevant permission to specific individuals or accounting offices. Depending on your company's digital setup, you can do this either automatically by using a qualified electronic seal or manually by submitting an official tax form. to manage authorization efficiently, minimize the number of manual activities, and reduce the risk of errors, it is worth considering the implementation of a qualified electronic seal. I think we can recommend that this way is the easiest way to get access to KSeF. What change in practice, what KSeF means for all of us in the business flow of documents? Fundamental change is invoicing model. Invoices are no longer exchanged directly between parties. Every invoice must be created in structured XML format, FA3 currently, submitted to KSeF and validated before it becomes legally valid. KSeF assigns a unique ID and timestamp. This is the official invoice then, after being issued in KSeF and with unique ID and timestamp. Paper PDF invoices are no longer valid for B2B VAT purposes. Invoicing becomes a real-time government-controlled process. This is also an important point. All of these changes, they have impact on system, ERP, and finance IT. It means that that there is a need to have integration with KSeF API directly or via provider. Ability to generate invoices in required XML schema, send invoices to KSeF and receive validation status, store KSeF ID as accounting evidence, receipt of domestic purchase invoices. Implementation of secured authentication, certificates, tokens, electronic signature, and data validation. What kind of impact it has on teams and responsibilities? Now there is a shift from accounting driven processes to IT plus accounting plus tax collaboration. There are new responsibilities, including managing system integration and errors handling, monitoring invoices status, accepted, rejected, ensuring correct master data and VAT classification upfront. The next obligation, which is coming for now, the obligation is for large taxpayers, but in near future, most all of companies will be obligated to fulfill this new JPK CIT file. What is it? It is annual SAFT for CIT. So it means that JPK file will be reporting for accounting books in tax meaning will be obligation for all of the companies, and this JPK file for CIT needs to be equal to data which are declared on CIT yearly declaration to the tax officials. So it means that in our accounting systems, we need to have easy link and full link between accounting and tax data. Implementation. Currently, it is this obligation is valid for large taxpayers. In near future, for 2026, it will be valid for almost obligation for almost all of the companies, and in 2027, even for the small taxpayers. This JPK file for CIT, it will be sent electronically in XML file to tax officials. It's not about request, but it will be obligation just to send at the end of the 7th month of the next year. Other reporting key consideration in Poland. We need to have, we need to remember that in Poland, not only tax reporting is obligation, but we have also some kind of statistic reporting. And this statistic reporting to statistical office can be monthly, quarterly, and or annually. And this is also something what is done electronically on the special system. There is also requirements for some of the companies to submit some declaration to National Polish Bank. This also depends on other rules, but it's very important just to check when you consider to come to Polish market, just to check what kind of reporting for National Polish Bank could be important from the perspective of your company. And if you are if you sell or purchase some kind of goods from European Union or to European Union, please remember that there is also Intrastat, which is quite important to be submitted till the 10th of each month and show the transaction which are done across the borders of European Union countries. Process and control, how to organize cooperation between all of the parties. Looking at the process and control, we need to decide who has what kind of role in our cooperation and providing business. Generally, headquarters, which are abroad, they set group policies, accounting, reporting, and controls, defines timelines and consolidation requirements. Locally, it is good when local team knows about responsibility and ensures compliance with Polish Accounting Act, VIT, CIT, and JPK regulation. And it's good when this local team owns statutory reporting and tax accuracy. Service providers, accounting or tax, can execute daily processes, bookkeeping, reporting, and support regulatory compliance and technical reporting. Process and control, where the risks appear. Mostly there are some gaps in group and local accounting treatments. We can face incorrect VIT classification, especially cross-border transaction. We need to be very careful with that. Data inconsistencies, ERP and JPK and tax filings. We need to be very careful with ERP settings and be sure that ERP is fulfilling all of the regulation and requirements of Polish Accounting Act and also tax regulation. Weak process ownership, unclear division between headquarter, local and provider. Here we need to be sure that that all of the rules are set properly and all of the parties, they know what kind of rule they have. System gaps, lack of readiness from KSeF, JPK, SAFT. First months of operation, key takeaway. What really matters? Clear ownership of processes. It is something what I have already mentioned. Consistent data across system and fast reaction. It's really important to react fast and try to fulfill all the gaps. What makes the differences? Early notice of the small fix instead of big, then it means that instead of big correction, we can react quickly and correct something when it is when the issue is still small. It's good to find what caused our issue, and just to clarify and improve the roots, not only symptoms. It's important, discipline is important in processes from day one. We, as I mentioned, it's important to react quickly, and thanks to that, we can really avoid much bigger issues which can be created during the longer providing books not in line with Polish regulation. And it's important to have clear responsibilities. I think there are two most important takeaways from this slide. How Crowe can help you? We are supporting in setting up the business in Poland, and we are also supporting in starting operation in Poland. We can advise you on choosing an optimal form of conducting business activity. We can support you in registration for the tax purposes, opening the company on our branches. We can also support you in some accounting services, tax advisory, HR, payroll services. There is full scope of our services visible on our website. Now we are almost finished with our presentation, and yeah, I will, if you have any question, please send them via chat. I will try to give an answer. There are rumors around the penalties for not using KSeF would not be valid. Yes, this year, till the end of this year, there are no penalties when you are not using KSeF. But it is important that most of your providers, they can use KSeF. So you will not receive your purchase invoices without access to KSeF. But yes, it's true. In this, till the end of this year, there is no penalties. Starting from the next year, the penalties will be visible and yeah, applicable. If I won't be able to answer all of the questions because time is finishing, I will try to get back to you after the presentation and give all of the answers. Can you confirm and tell us more on the difficulties companies have with the system? What kind of difficulties? The most important difficulty it is just to get access to KSeF, and to get this access, and especially for foreign companies, I think it is some kind of process in which it is the best just to have supporter in Poland, the provider who can support you in this. I'm looking at the question, but a lot of being said about how PL accounting is complicated, but it is. Does not appear to be so in your presentation. So what are the real view? How complicated is it really? It's honestly depends on your business. The most important it is just to compare your group rules to the Polish Accounting Act, and ERP which you are using in the group. Compare and check if it is possible to fulfill all of the Polish regulation. Because what I noticed from my experience, the most difficult, the biggest difficulties, it is just in ERP, that not all of the ERP they can fulfill all of the Polish regulation. And here I think it is the start point for everything, just to see if my ERP is possible to fulfill all of the Polish regulation. Because in Poland, even the template of invoice currently is different, because it needed to fulfill KSeF regulation. So there is the special template of invoice. As far as I know, taking under consideration my experience in foreign companies, each of the company has own template of invoice. And here we have some kind of gaps, for example, and tax regulation and JPK files. This is also something your system, your ERP should be able just to create JPK files and send them for VIT monthly or quarterly, it depends, for CIT yearly, and for the other just at the request of tax officials. I think the time is finished. I can promise that we will get back to you with all of the questions. So that brings us to the end of today's webinar. Thank you very much. If you would like to discuss accounting, tax, or KSeF related aspects, we will be happy to support you. Just contact us. Thank you very much and have a good day.